Hey friend, has life ever lifed and you wish you'd listened to your gut? Yeah, that was me this past week. We are going to do a debt payment update. I am going to keep this out, otherwise I will probably forget. But first, I know, didn't I have? Some challenges we completed? Yes. That one? No. Yes. One. I'm counting off camera. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What on earth have I done? I'm fixing to pause this thing. We're going to figure this out off camera, and I'll come back and see you. Hang on just a second. Unpause. Okay. I still don't know what I did. I thought I only completed 4 challenges. That's what I did wrong. I put 1 in the wrong place. Actually, I did a lot of stuff wrong. I put my completed challenges in box challenge binder by accident, and then I had one that was uncompleted in the completed stack. Like, I had some things mixed up. So, all that. Let's just dive right in with our completed challenges from Mini Mondays. From Monday, it is Thursday. Actually, it's Wednesday. I'm pre-recording. So, clothing. Am I in the right envelope? Yes. Car maintenance. Housing. Nice dinner. Medical. Clothing. Today is June the 3rd. And this saved us, it's a ducky, $15. Handy dandy calculator covered with micas and soap, because if you're new to my channel, I make homemade soap and it gets on everything. So $152 in clothing. And we are not going to count. We'll set that to the side because we will do a recap of... No, these are May's. Because this was... No, these are June. Because these were completed in June. May 31st was Sunday. I don't know. I got to look at a calendar. This went to... Aha. This is another thing that confused me. $20 goes to debt. You are... This just needs to go into my checking account and paying toward debt. Can do that tonight on my way to go out to eat. Okay, so that one goes to the side. And then we have, so this one was by Budgeting with Kim. This one was by Save with Laura. All these are off of Ko-fi. This one is Vicky Thinks, and it saved us $12, and it's going to Eating Out. So let's carry that $9 over. 6-3 chicken fries. $12. 9 plus 2 is 11, so 21 should be in there. Oh, that piece of paper went flying. I'll get that in a minute. Oh, housing, one more to go. Car, housing 20. And this is by Savvy Girl Saves, Colossians 3:16. Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly. So 6, 3, Christ 20. Oh gosh. 210? No. 213. That's what we're going with anyway. Okay. Can you tell I'm just like over it? Continuation from yesterday's video, because I do batch film. Life is lifed. And I will explain life is lifing when we get into the debt update, because that's where life lifed. So I did print out more of the little sheets, the covers that I needed. Part of life is life. Somewhere stacked in some bags are the sheets, because they were in my car. And life lifed. Dexter, what you need. And we'll go over that in a second. So stay tuned. So we're going to put all these monies up. So banquet money, we need to find its envelope. Accountant. Taxes for the mobile home. Trailer tag. Hunting license. Oh shoot. I left that off of this stuff. Huh. Oh well. Need to look at my budget and make sure that I just didn't overlook it and didn't pull out cash, because I usually do that every 2 weeks. Escrow. Hurricane. Didn't do Walmart Plus either. Huh. I got to go back and inspect all that. That's 3 major things that should have been in this. Emergency fund. Lawn care. Vet. Banquet. 6, 3, 10. There should be $45 in that. Oh, why do I keep closing it? Okay. RGL sinking fund. This just started. I do have the cards for it. We are going to just put this at the front of the binder. Excuse me. When I go through those boxes and bags. Box challenge money, don't need that. Mini Mondays, don't need. Mini Mondays, grass. You know what? I'm not putting this in an envelope. Just going to put it at the front because it will be pulled out much quicker. Dexter Vet, right to it. Doggone it. That was good. $6, $3, $10. Mobile home taxes. I remember seeing a envelope. And for the accountant, and we don't need box challenge for this video. Okay, this binder is completed. Now let's talk about our debt that we paid. So, if you get paid weekly, or if you get paid bi-weekly, you get, if you get paid weekly, there are 4 times a year you get 5 paychecks in a month. You get paid bi-weekly, there are 2 times in the year that you get 5 paychecks per month. The way my husband's paychecks fell last Friday was that bonus check. Super excited because that meant we got to pay down on our Chase bill. Something last Friday when I was doing all the bills and paying all the things that needed to be paid, something wasn't sitting right when I was paying that. But I did it anyway because that's what was in the budget. Just my gut said don't pay it. But the budget said pay it, and there was absolutely no reason whatsoever to not do what was in the budget, except my gut. So we're just going to break down. So this was May 28th. So we had our $50 hurricane money rollover. Early in our journey, we were just coming out of everything that went on with Hurricane Helene, and we were saving $50 every 2 weeks for hurricane prep because we learned cash is king. And you can do a lot more with cash as things are coming back. Power's coming back to different places, or people are running off of generators and don't have enough power to run a gas pump and inside, so they focus on the gas pump until you have to have cash. So that money, we have an emergency fund that we're just planning on putting it on that instead of having a dedicated sinking fund. So then, from that bonus check, we're putting $750. Sounds so incredibly exciting, right? $750 to a credit card. And then had another $250 from the same check. That I was toying around with what to do with. I'm like, nope. Debt, Chase, let's get this thing paid off. Like, we're at $4,000. Like, this is exciting. And then also chiropractor appointment. Still don't have to pay anything. So we're just taking what I used to pay, putting that all together. And then I think I did pay the $20 for the Mini Monday. I have it written down on my cheat sheet. So I did pay that. I just didn't put it in the bank because I could keep that cash out and pay for supper with it. So all that totals $1,107. And that's just kind of how it breaks down. So $1,107 paid off to debt. Sounds great, doesn't it? But my gut. Let's do all these totals. So $4,045.10 minus $32.95.10, or minus the $750 is the $32.95.10, minus $250, $3,045.10, minus another $37 is $3,008.10, minus another $20. $2,988.10. But my gut said don't pay it, but it was in the budget, and there was absolutely no reason on Friday not to pay $1,107 off. And this isn't a story of go with your gut. You could sit on it a few days if your gut doesn't feel right, and then put the money down later on whatever debt. So Saturday, I had a funeral to go to. One of my husband's relatives had passed away, and you're just going to see some talking hands. We're going to finish this story. And so he had family up from Florida and down from North Carolina to attend this funeral on Saturday. And originally, this group of the family wasn't going to be able to come in for the funeral. And I saw on Facebook that one of them had posted, we're on a quick trip to Georgia, and a picture of the Welcome to Georgia state line sign. So I called one of my husband's aunts and said, hey, I saw where they're coming up. Are they coming in today for the funeral tomorrow? And she said, yes. I said, is supper going to be at the specific restaurant that when they come up, we always go eat at on Friday night? And she said, yeah. I said, can I invite myself? I'd love the extra time with them. She's like, absolutely. I'll call and let you know what time once we figure out time for supper. So I go eat with the family. And I'm very blessed to be married into a family who treats me like family. And I'm not an outsider. And they will do anything to help me. And I am included whenever I want to be included, or disincluded whenever I want to be disincluded. So, like, I'm comfortable enough to say, hey, I want to spend extra time with the family. And it's not my immediate family. And so, have supper. I get to home, and I'm on the phone with my husband, and my car alarm goes off twice on my car. And I'm in it, and the car is off, and no doors are locked. And I'm not touching my key fob. And go inside, get the alarm shut off, get up the next morning, and I'm getting in the car to go to the funeral, and my back hatch, because I have a Ford Explorer, my back hatch ajar light is on, and my back hatch isn't open. And already on my car, because we are just trying to get out of debt, so we're focused on that. My rearview camera doesn't work half the time. It is a 2017 Ford Explorer. My dash, where my odometer and stuff, starting to get streaks in it. So now my adjuster, my back hatch won't open with my key fob, the button on the back hatch, and the button on the dash. My screen that has the radio and the climate control and Bluetooth and all that doesn't work. 3 of my 4 doors doesn't lock and unlock with the key fob and the button on the driver's side or passenger side. So, like, we know this time is coming, but, like, hoping it's farther out because we're aggressively paying off debt. But the secret compartment for back hatch release is in the inside of the car, in the back hatch door. So I had to clean out completely my car, or at least get a good enough path to get to this back hatch and manually release it. And my husband's uncle is a retired paint and body guy. So after the funeral, I told him what was going on. He's like, let me come to the house. Let me see if I can reset your car. And hopefully that's all it is. It just needs to be reset. That didn't work. We think the actuator's gone out. And with everything else wrong with the car, and with my husband working 14 to 16 hours, something like that, from home, and he's only home 4 days a month, I have a incredible support system in the town I work in the town I live in. I can call on my church family. I can call on my neighbors. I can call on my parents. I can call on my coworkers. I can call on certain friends. Like, I have an incredible support system, but we know my car is slowly dying piece by piece. So, Monday, went to a dealership to look for a vehicle and found one. And they wanted me to put more down than what I wanted to. And here's the kicker. Like, I could have had the down payment that they wanted me to put down on the car had I not just paid over $1,000 on debt. My gut said wait, and I know to listen to my gut, and I didn't. So got it worked out, was able to make the down payment they wanted me to make, but it would have been just so much easier having that cash and not having to really adjust anything in my head at the dealership. Like, I did it on the fly, buying this car by myself because my husband's 14, 16 hours away, but we got through it, and I have a vehicle, and all is well, just mentally fried. I spent 4 hours at the dealership on Monday and didn't get to do some things that needed to be done because I spent so long at the dealership just brain is fried. All is well. Nothing is wrong. Just, I wish I'd listened to my gut. But let me tell you, this is a life lesson when you're in a dealership. So they were going through the financing of the car. And yes, I'm trying to pay off debt, and I took out a debt on a car. Yell at me. These are all things going on in my brain, but I'm like, I got to have reliable transportation. I live 40 minutes from work. My husband isn't close by to be able to fix anything or to look at it or anything like that. So the guy who's talking with me about the different financing options, and he says, but if you could just pay this amount for a down payment, even if it's on your credit card, I can get you this interest rate. And it was, of course, lower than what it would have been with what I was wanting to put down. He said, even if you put it on a credit card. And I'm like thinking, you are such an idiot. And how many people actually buy into that and pull out their credit card? Because a typical credit card right now is what? 27% to 32% on the credit card? And I'm looking at a vehicle loan. They're talking about 5 or 6%. And if I put down what they wanted me to put it down, it would drop down, of course, lower than that and get my payment lower, which is what we did. But I'm like, you are wanting me to put a few $1,000s on a credit card at 20-something%, 30-something%, if I had a credit card, to save a few percent on a car loan? Dude, you have got to be out of your mind, because that is going to cost me more in the long run. So don't fall for that trap. Those car dealerships work on your brain to get you to make a decision like that. And it's not the best financial decision. Because if I had a credit card, I probably would have pulled it out not thinking how much that interest rate was versus how much they're getting me in at an interest rate. Swipe that card. So let this be a lesson. Know your options and know your percentages before you sign the dotted line. Decision's yours, just like that decision was mine. And I know this is long, but if I can save someone from pulling out that credit card to save a few percents, but yet put a few thousand on a higher percent to get that smaller, it's not worth it in the long run. Sometimes you just need to walk away. And they knew I was ready to walk, and they did some finagling, and I got what I wanted. So, thank you for listening to this rambling. Super excited. We went from $4,000 in debt to just over $3,000. So very thankful. It all worked out. I have reliable transportation, and we paid off debt, and life is good. Nothing wrong. Life is great. I'm tired. These things can just be mentally taxing as you're figuring this stuff out. And I'm thankful to have a husband who's a phone call away, and I'm thankful to have a support system while he's out of town. So, friend, come back and see me on Saturday, and we're saving for Box Challenge Saturday. Bye. Dex, what you need.